Hello everyone, I am Rakesh Sethi, lecturer in education, Gopalpur Degree College, Gopalpur Baleshwar. Today we are going to discuss about the topic constructivist approach. Constructivist teaching. It is a technique which are based on the constructivist learning theory. This theoretical framework relies on the earliest framework of constructivism, which holds that learning should build upon knowledge that a student already knows. This prior knowledge is called schema. Constructivists suggest learning is more effective when a student is actively engaged in the construction of knowledge rather than passively receiving it. The term constructivism is derived from two words, that is, constructive and ism, which means a theory of building or constructing. It has roots in the philosophy, psychology, sociology, and education. A constructivist approach is applied to both learning theory and epistemology. Epistemology means the theory of knowledge, and this approach is applied to both the learning theory and epistemology to know how people learn and the nature of knowledge. Constructivism is an approach of learning that holds that people actively construct or make their own knowledge, and the reality is determined by the experience of the learner. Constructivism is a theory which gives more importance on the construction of knowledge. Constructivism's central idea is that human learning is constructed and the learners build new knowledge upon the foundation of a previous learning. Constructivism gives more stress on students' previous knowledge because previous learning or previous knowledge helps the student to construct or build new knowledge. What are the three main types of constructivism? Let us come to discuss the types of constructivism. There are mainly three types of constructivism, and typically this continuum is divided into three broad categories: the constructive constructivism or cognitive constructivism, social constructivism, and radical constructivism. Cognitive constructivism based on the work of Jean Piaget. Jean Piaget was the proponent of cognitive constructivism. Lev Vygotsky is the main proponent of social constructivism. Let us come to discuss what is the cognitive constructivism. Cognitive constructivism states knowledge is something that is actively constructed by learners based on their existing cognitive structure. In simple sense, it can be said that students actively construct the knowledge on the basis of existing cognitive structure. Therefore, learner is reactive to their stage of cognitive development. Cognitivist teaching method aims to assist students in assimilating new information to existing knowledge. Cognitivist teaching method gives assistance to the students to assimilate new information to the previous knowledge, and it enables them to make the appropriate modification to their existing intellectual framework and to accommodate that information. Then social constructivism. According to social constructivism, learning is collaborative process and knowledge develops from individuals' interaction with their cultural and the social pattern. Social constructivism was developed by Lev Vygotsky, who suggested that every function in the child's cultural development appears twice, first on the social level and later on the individual level. First between the people and then inside the child. Then come to discuss what is the radical constructivism. The notion of radical constructivism was developed by von Ganserfeld. He states that all knowledge is constructed rather than perceived through senses. Those senses are the gateways of knowledge. Von Ganserfeld states that all knowledge is constructed rather than perceived through senses. Learners construct new knowledge on the foundation of their existing knowledge. However, radical constructivism states that the knowledge individuals create tells us nothing about reality and only helps us to function in our environment. Thus, knowledge is invented but not discovered. Constructivist teaching and learning theory underpins a variety of student-centered teaching methods and techniques which construct with traditional education, whereby knowledge is simply passively transmitted by teachers to students. Let us come to know what are the features of constructivist classroom. Now, there are different types of features which are appropriate for a constructivist classroom. There, knowledge will be shared between teachers and students. This is the first features of constructivist classroom. Knowledge will be shared between teachers and students. There is a close interaction between the teacher and the students. Teacher provides new knowledge to the students and the students understand and receive it. When they understand the knowledge clearly, it will be retained for a longer period. So, teacher tries to provide new knowledge to the students on the basis of a previous knowledge, on the basis of existing knowledge, so that the knowledge will be shared between the teacher and the students. Then second feature is teachers and students will share authority. Both the active participation of teacher and students are essential for a classroom. Both are actively engaged in the transaction of teaching learning process. The third feature is teacher's role is one of the facilitator or guide. Teacher is the backbone of the society. He is also the director, counselor, guidance worker, stage setter of the classroom teaching. Teacher plays various roles for modifying the students' behavior, for developing the outlook of students, for motivating the students, for encouraging the students to learn more. So the teachers plays diversified role in the teaching learning program. The fourth principle is learning groups will consist of small numbers of heterogeneous students. That means when groups are framed, questions should be made, precautions should be taken. The group must be heterogeneous. That means students of different abilities are grouped in a group. Let us come to know what is the difference between traditional classroom and constructivist classroom. In traditional classroom, strict adherence to a fixed curriculum is highly valued, whereas in constructivist classroom, pursuit of student questions and interest is valued. In traditional classroom, learning is based on repetition, whereas in constructivist classroom, learning is interactive and building on what is the students already knows. In case of traditional classroom, teaching is teacher-centered, but in constructivist classroom, teaching is student-centered. In traditional classroom, teachers disseminate information to students. Students are recipients of knowledge, so the students are passive listener. Whereas in constructivist approach, teachers have a dialogue with the students, help the students construct their own knowledge. So the students are active learner. In traditional classroom, students are passive learner, whereas in constructivist approach, students are active learner. In traditional classroom, teacher's role is a directive, rooted in authority, whereas in constructivist classroom, teacher's role is interactive, rooted in negotiation, discussion. In traditional classroom, students work primarily alone. Students work alone. Whereas in constructivist approach, the classroom, students work primarily in groups. That means in traditional classroom, there will be a competitive atmosphere, whereas in traditional classroom, there is a cooperative atmosphere. These are the difference between the traditional classroom and constructivist classroom. And let us know what are the pedagogical goals of constructivist classroom, the teaching goals of constructivist classroom. The first goals or aims of a constructivist classroom is to provide experience with the knowledge construction process. Students determine how they will learn. Second goal is to provide experience in and appreciation for multiple perspectives. Third one is to provide learning in realistic context. Fourth one is to encourage ownership and voice in the learning process. Fifth one is to embed learning in a social experience. That means there will be a close collaboration. Sixth one is to encourage the use of multiple mode of presentation. That means different audio, video, text should be used. Multiple modes of a presentation. Next, to encourage awareness of the knowledge construction process. And these are the aims and goals of constructivist classroom teaching. Let us come to discuss what are the chief characteristics of constructivist teaching. The characteristics of constructivist classroom are: the learners are actively involved, environment is democratic, the activities are interactive and student-centered, the teacher facilitates a process of learning in which students are encouraged to be responsible and autonomous. These are the chief characteristics of constructivist teaching. What is the role of teacher in a constructivist classroom? The teacher is the pivot of the total teaching learning program. Once Kothari Commission remarked, the destiny of India is being shaped in her classroom. That means teacher is the builder and modifier of the student's behavior. Teacher is just like a friend, philosopher and guide. Teacher is a motivator and a director of the student's learning. So the touch of the hands of teacher destroys the impurities of the knowledge of the students. The advice of the teacher removes the ignorance of darkness of the students. So teacher plays a very vital role in the teaching learning program. So let us come, what is the role of teacher in a constructivist classroom? The primary responsibility of the teacher is to create a collaborative problem-solving environment. He should create a collaborative problem-solving environment in the classroom where students become active participants in their own learning. From this angle, teacher acts as a facilitator of learning rather than an instructor. The teacher makes sure he or she must understand the student's pre-existing conception and guides the activity accordingly. There are three major roles of the teachers to support learners in constructivist learning environment. These are: the first role is modeling, second role is coaching, and third role is scaffolding. Let us come to discuss one by one. The first one is modeling. It is the most commonly used instructional strategy in constructivist learning environment. There are two types of modeling, such as behavioral modeling of the overt performance and cognitive modeling of the overt cognitive process. And second one is coaching. It is very complex and inexact. A good coach motivates learners analyzes performance, provides feedback, advice on the performance, and he gives suggestion how to learn, how to remember, how to understand, how to retain knowledge for a longer period. So the teacher opens the eyes of students with a sense of duty. Teacher's duty is most vital for the students' development. The students' development purely depends on the teacher's role. Then come to discuss the third role is scaffolding. It is a systematic approach to supporting the learner, focusing on the tasks, the environment, the teacher and the learner. It provides temporary framework to support learning and performance of the students beyond their capacities. Scaffolding is a kind of support for cognitive activity that is provided by the teacher to the students when they are performing the task together. Instead of three roles, teacher plays significant roles for students' development. The constructivist approach gives more stress on child's it gives more stress on child-centered learning. So from the above discussion, it is proved that constructivist approach plays a very vital role in the total teaching learning program. This is all about the constructivist approach of teaching. Thanks to all.